Beneath the lights of a city that never sleeps one. Tonight, the city glows again, not because of street lamps, but because of dreams that never learned how to sleep. 2. Elias walks slow, his steps echoing on rain-slick sidewalks. The music in his ears isn't just sound, it's a whisper. Keep going. Don't look back. The future never lives behind you. 3. He was once an engineer. Now he's a seeker of real rhythms. He left the firm, the high-rise, the familiar leather chair. 4. At the corner of 7th and Nowhere, there's a cafe that never closes. The barista speaks like soft synth waves. They don't talk much. But when that song plays, their eyes meet, and in the silence, understanding, without explanation. 5. One night he asks, "Do you think time is a loop?" She smiles, pours more coffee, and says, "Only if you stop dreaming." 6. The city never sleeps. Dreams race down old train tracks. Elias writes his first melody, not with notes, but with footsteps and silence. 7. He begins walking the same streets each night, not because they lead anywhere, but because they hum in the same key as his soul. 8. The puddles mirror constellations from a sky he can't see, each reflection a memory, each ripple a decision not yet made. 9. There's a stray cat on 5th that follows him, not for food, but perhaps for company. 10. The cafe begins to feel like home, though no one ever says so. Home sometimes is just a place where silence isn't awkward. 11. He hears others in the cafe too, a man sketching in shadows, a woman scribbling verses onto napkins. Each person a song unfinished. 12. The barista's name is Mira. She never said it. He saw it once, stitched faintly on her collar. 13. Elias wonders if names even matter. In a world of echoes and beats, perhaps identity is a rhythm, not a word. 14. The city gives him puzzles, flashing lights, half conversations, snippets of jazz through cracked windows. He collects them like vinyl records. 15. He dreams vividly now. Not in sleep, but while crossing streets, waiting for lights, sipping bitter espresso. 16. One night, Mira hums along to a track. It's the same one from his childhood. He says nothing, but breathes differently. 17. The cat vanishes for 3 nights. When it returns, a piece of red thread is tied to its tail. 18. Mira tells him stories without telling him anything. She paints them in glances, pours them into cups with cinnamon edges. 19. Elias writes words on the margins of receipts. They are not poems. They are attempts at remembering how to feel. 20. One evening, he stays after closing. Mira puts on a vinyl record. They don't speak. They don't need to. The music fills the spaces they never dared to touch. 21. The electricity flickers. Outside, the rain starts again. He looks up and sees it, a neon sign that reads, "Always open." He wonders if it's about the cafe or about her. 22. There's a street musician near the metro entrance. His saxophone sounds like heartbreak wrapped in silk. Elias gives him $1 and a nod. Both are worth more than they seem. 23. He rewatches his old life through his memories. Fast-paced, fluorescent, full of finish lines. Now, every day feels like an open question. 24th. Mira offers him a notebook, leather-bound, empty. He says, "For what?" She says, "For the things you'll forget." 25. He doesn't know if he's falling for her or for the way the city listens when she speaks. 26. They walk home once, separately but side by side. Neither one says goodbye. 27. The cat follows him to the cafe one morning. Mira opens the door and says, "Well, are you both coming in or not?" 28th. He learns the rhythm of the espresso machine, the way it sighs, like it too is tired of pretending. 29. One day, the record skips, and keeps skipping. Mira smiles, lets it loop. Some things sound better broken. 30. The city still doesn't sleep, but neither does he. Not in the old way. Now he dreams while awake. And that, perhaps, is enough. 31. One morning, he wakes to the sound of silence. No cars, no rain, no music, just breath, his own. And it feels like the first note of a new song. 32. He finds a cassette on his doorstep. No label, no case. Just a single word scribbled on the side. Begin. 33rd. At the cafe, he brings it to Mira. She smiles, walks to the back, and returns with an old cassette player. She doesn't ask where it came from. She presses play. 34. The melody is unfinished, raw, intimate. It sounds like memories that never happened but somehow feel true. 35. He starts writing again, not for work, not for praise, but just to see what falls out of his hands when the world is quiet. 36. The cat curls up at his feet now. It purrs in time with the beat of his pen. Even the animals, it seems, understand rhythm. 37. He and Mira sit across from each other, not talking about the cassette, but about the things they'll never say aloud. 38. Outside, the trains scream past like forgotten dreams. Inside, the record spins slowly, soft and worn at the edges, just like them. 39th. Mira says she might leave the city someday. He doesn't ask when, he just nods, as if promising to remember her in echoes. 40. That night, he walks farther than usual, past the tracks, past the signs, past everything he once called life. And for the first time, he hears it clearly, his own song playing back. 41. The bridge at the edge of the city hums differently at night. He stands there, watching fog swirl beneath the metal rails. It reminds him of questions he stopped asking. 42nd. Mira leaves a small paper crane beside his coffee. No words, no reason. Just folded silence, balanced on the edge of understanding. 43. He follows no path now, only the places where the music grows louder, like veins beneath pavement. 44. Once, he almost called someone from his old life. He stared at the number and then let the phone ring out into nothing. 45. In his dreams, the city becomes water. Buildings float like lanterns. The streets shimmer like chords he can't quite reach. 46. He meets a dancer who moves only at midnight. She never speaks, but her body tells stories with every flick of her wrist. 47th. A street lamp flickers above him. For a second, it feels like déjà vu, as if the night has been edited and played back. 48. He writes a letter he never sends, folds it 3 times, burns it in an alley behind the cafe. The flame smells like closure. 49th. Mira paints in the back room, not on canvas, but on old vinyl sleeves. Each record now holds more than just sound. 50. A child sits by the fountain with headphones too big for her head. She hums along to the beat of a song Elias thought no one else knew. 51. He starts collecting echoes, snippets of laughter in train stations, snatches of conversations carried by wind. 52. There's a door in the cafe that's always locked. One night, he tries the handle. It opens to a staircase lit by blue light and cello music. 53. The moon is missing tonight. In its place, a street sign swings gently, pointing nowhere. 54th. Mira tells him, some people walk through life, others drift, but the rare ones, they tune in. 55. He tunes in, and the city responds. Traffic patterns mimic rhythms. Billboards blink in sync with his thoughts. 56. He finds a journal in the subway, half filled, half erased. One line is circled, remember the rain. 57. Rain becomes a ritual, each drop a note, each storm a symphony. 58. There's a bench by the pier he returns to, not for the view, but because it feels like a period at the end of a long sentence. 59. One night, he sees Mira dancing, not gracefully, but freely. No audience, no applause, just wind. 60. He laughs without realizing, not because something's funny, but because something finally feels light. 61. The cat disappears again. He doesn't worry this time. He knows it'll return when the story needs it. 62. He records sounds now, escalators, alley cats, cafe bells, and turns them into a track called City Heartbeats Volume. First 63. A stranger hands him a book. Write the rest. No title, no author, just blank pages and trust. 64. He watches an old couple slow dancing near the train station. No music playing, just memory. 65. He starts wearing brighter colors. Mira notices, says nothing, but her smile lasts longer. 66. He learns silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of stillness. 67. The cafe hosts an open mic. He reads one of his receipt poems. The crowd snaps instead of claps. It feels right. 68. The city shows him a mural overnight. A girl reaching for a paper plane. He wonders if it's Mira. He wonders if it's him. 69. He finally sleeps. Not out of exhaustion, but surrender. 70. And in that sleep, the city hums its lullaby. Not to forget, but to begin again. 71. Morning creeps in gently, like a shy apology. Elias watches the city in its rare silence. Even concrete takes a breath before it wakes. 72. He finds a piano in the park, painted in graffiti and moonlight. One key sticks. It plays the wrong note, but somehow it fits. 73rd. Mira begins wearing rings on every finger, each one a different shape, each one a story she hasn't told. 74. A note is taped to the cafe window. Nothing here is ordinary, not even you. No one claims it, but everyone reads it twice. 75. He starts sketching in the margins of his notebook. Buildings that bend like dreams, faces that almost resemble memory. 76. A radio DJ says something strange at 2:14 a.m. If you're still listening, you're still searching, and that's beautiful. 77. He buys a map from a sidewalk vendor. Every street is blank. Only the rivers are labeled. Only the rivers move. 78. There's a moment, just one, where Elias forgets who he was, and in that gap, something new grows. 79. The barista hums while closing the shop. The melody loops endlessly, like a lullaby made from city lights.